It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
It is the juice. You got Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. We're live from Twin Peaks. Come by, come say hi, come enjoy everything they have to offer over here. Ice cold beers, and they really do, like, you know, I'm really interested by commercial food, right? Like how they prop it up, and it's not ever actually how it comes out on commercials. And like they want to make that beer look plump and juicy, right? And they want to make those fries look crispy and hot. They want to make those drinks look ice cold. And then you get to the place, and it's just kind of like a womp-womp. This is not what it looked like.
Right.
You know, when I was watching on Fox 34 News Now.
Here, that's one
different.
Beer.
Yeah, here it's different. They come out looking like a commercial. It's incredible. The science here, they're leagues ahead of their competitors, Gus.
Yes, indeed.
Let's dive into today's top headlines with what's going on tonight after we're done here on Double T 97.3. It is Red Raider football with Joey McGuire. Of course, those are always fun when you're winning, and every single one that you've had this year has been more and more fun than the last. This time, you'll be looking towards a homecoming matchup against the Kansas Jayhawks, so you can hear it here on Double T 97.3 if you can't make it out to Rudy's. And if you can't make it out to Rudy's, well, write a question, get involved. There's been a ton over there with Chris Level and everybody that he has on past Coach McGuire. That'll, again, take off right when we're done at 6 o'clock here on Double T 97.3.
And it's a good place to ask a question. You've got a burning inquiry. It's a good spot for that.
Thursday night football. You know where's a great place to watch Thursday night football is?
Right here.
Right here in Twin Peaks.
We've done this count before, but I forgot what it is. I think without craning my neck. What is it? What did we decide? There's 11 TVs in view.
11 without the crane for you.
Yeah.
If I crane, I think I got 21.
Yeah, probably could. I mean, if we went central in the dining room over there, without even turning our head, we could probably get up into the teens.
Mm-hmm.
Clint,
yeah,
I didn't know you could turn your head like that.
Well, I have to turn my shoulders too.
Clint is part owl.
Who?
OWL, owl. I think this.
You can call me Owl.
This is a good setup here, and I don't think you have to haggle over. Hey, do you have the like the NHL Network, or do you have something that's, you know, a little off the beaten path from just maybe an ESPN or an FS1 or something? I think they got all the bases covered here. And then a really nice menu, and then a really cold drinks, and a nice bar. Other than that, yeah.
Billionaire's Bacon.
That too.
If you can't make it out to watch Thursday Night Football here, well, you can hear it at 7 o'clock following Red Raider football with Joey McGuire. Tonight it is the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. And, Gus, this game's a lot more interesting for a couple different reasons than it was going into last weekend. One, the Eagles, I mean, they weren't. It's going to be really hard to find a team that goes perfect in the NFL, especially now that you've added an extra game.
Yeah.
But the Eagles were already on, okay, when are they going to lose watch early on the season? And they did. So they ripped that Band-Aid off. Now 4-1, how do they respond? Well, the Giants, obviously, they've had plenty of their struggles, but they just made a quarterback change. Jackson Dart taking over. Dabble was like freaking out last week. We got our guy! We got our guy! And then a very awkward side front hug, whatever that celebration was with him. That was the hug of like, please save my job. But the Giants are a little more interesting with the quarterback change. This is in New York. Philadelphia's 7.5-point favorite. Over-under for that game set at 40.5 points. Yeah, it should be an interesting standalone NFL game tonight. Tomorrow, this is a little bit of a look ahead for you, but we'll try to give you as much heads up as possible when you have as big of a matchup as you do for Texas Tech soccer. They will host TCU. This is a cap on a 3-game home stretch over at John Walker. And depending on which poll you're looking at, Tech is 11th or 9th. In the poll they are ranked 11th in. TCU's ranked 17th. The poll they're ranked 9th in. TCU is ranked 15th. So either way, another top 25 matchup, good RPI matchup, huge showdown for the Big 12. TCU, the favorite coming in. You were right behind them in those preseason media polls. That'll be at 7 o'clock tomorrow. If you missed it yesterday, Baron Morton was tabbed at the top 25 of the 2025 Golden Arm Award. Originally on that list of 58, it is given annually to the nation's top senior or upperclassman quarterback who's on track to graduate with their class, embodying not only outstanding on-field performance, but also character, citizenship, and leadership. So a good one for him to make that cut. And then Texas Tech volleyball. They saw a pretty good Kansas squad, and is the 12th ranked Jayhawks, and they lost 3-0. So that did not go well for them. They will face Kansas State 6:30 tomorrow. That'll be in Manhattan. Looking for a bounce back there, Gus.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Thoughts, comments, questions, all of that.
You're going to be Mike's side tomorrow night, working some high school football. I'm going to try to pull the daily double of Texas Tech soccer, followed by Flatland Cavalry.
So we're going to cast the Tech Talk net pretty wide over the West Plains tomorrow.
You'll be working, and I'm just going to try to take in the highlight of the night on both fronts there. Around
Remote's
campus.
2 thumbs,
there.
big boy. Work it.
Unfortunately, I'll probably miss due to I'll attend soccer and therefore miss bonfire type things. But I think the cavalry situation, maybe I can get there just as that's starting. And what a full night that would be. Flatline Cavalry.
What a great start to the entire weekend too. Between all of that,
little switchfoot Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
and then oh my. Jones AT&T Stadium at 6:30, Clint. Possible drone show. I know that's in the books. You know what makes me nervous about the drone show? And I didn't even know this last night after fumbling around with my brakes one more night in the garage. I come in, I settle down, a little 10 o'clock news, going to see what David Collier's talking about. Catch the end of the weather, Clint. 2 different stations reporting gusty conditions Saturday night. Will that matter on the field? Well, I don't know. Hopefully everybody's ready for it. Be a good night to dominate the line of scrimmage, right? Mm-hmm. You can't be throwing a lot of fade routes if the wind's blowing.
But I will
say this.
I thought Gus was trying to say that there's a 100% chance of Gus.
Well, I like that. But it's the thing that my first thought was drones. Drones may not do well in gusty conditions.
A fan has a drone. Lucky fan with a drone.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that because
they can probably track that down.
He even reported gusty conditions like into the game, like at 10 o'clock, still gusty now.
I got to be honest. I'm just hearing the pun with your name now, thanks to Brennan.
Yeah.
These conditions are gusty. Is that what you say before your parking lot brawls?
No, I don't want any. That would be gussy. I don't want any. More further delay to the drone situation.
Yeah,
but I would assume there's a max wind / gust that they can deal with.
Yeah, especially because they're
in formation.
It wasn't like a huge deal, but they let social media know it, right? It's like, hey, it's later.
Well, that's right.
Drone show,
schedule. I mean, the fact that it's rescheduled, yes, but then you got to account for weather and. I think we're going to be dry. It's just that the wind was, and it was the wind later into Saturday that surprised me. And, well, look at there. It's Metallica.
You getting taken back to Blacksburg right now?
I am. About 5 days ago.
Hey, it is a Song Request Thursday here on Tech Talk. Your favorite blackout songs that feature the word night. You can even have an artist, maybe like a little Three Dog Night mix in there, or the word black, anything like that.
Black Sabbath.
Favorite blackout songs, Black Sabbath. There you go.
Nice.
I've been not called a war pig, just a pig before. More next, live from Twin Peaks.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Welcome back to Tech Talk. You're live on Double T 97.3. We are at Twin Peaks. We're here every Thursday for Red Raider home games, and you got that this week. It's homecoming as they host the Kansas Jayhawks. And out here at Twin Peaks, Gus, do you consider yourself a bourbon connoisseur?
Oh, not a connoisseur, but I am. Over the years, I've developed a preference for some things. Some folks like some things, and some folks like others.
Mm-hmm. I like beer.
Me, well, yeah, but I do. I like the sip of bourbon. Yeah. And what I see over there is a nice selection.
Exclusive and extensive collection of the most incredibly rare bourbons, whiskeys, and tequilas. There you go, Gus. You're a tequila girl, right?
Sure.
Plus, you can check out their barrel selects that are handpicked by their team and bottled just for you. Reminder that supply is limited, so check with your favorite locations anywhere, but make sure to come check over here at the Lubbock spot here for Twin Peaks.
Yeah, just outside the loop on Marshall Sharp Freeway. Right out here in front of Sam's, Target, etc. Easy.
By the way, tonight, also something else, just a reminder from the Juice. Don't forget, if you're a Coronado fan, you can hear them tonight. 96-9 the Bull. This will start at 6:45 as they take on the Eagles of Abilene High. Good luck to Coronado tonight.
Yes, sir.
Hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Thoughts, comments, questions, your favorite blackout songs. This on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Why do people act like this is Texas in 2008? We've had loud crowds since then. It's true.
Absolutely.
I think I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to make this as crazy, because I do think like there's levels, and your crowd and your fan base is rabid, and so I don't think there's anything wrong to ramp them up even more a little bit. And I do think, Gus, I think that this is your, and I'm going to say this every week, especially if you keep staying undefeated, this is your biggest home game since then, because how long has it been since you've been in the top 10?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
And I know it's not a ranked team coming in, and it's a team that you're a 2-touchdown favorite, but every week that you have where you're in the top 10 and you're more and more of a showcase team, and more of the country might be watching you, and more importantly, more of, I don't know, maybe a college football playoff selection committee might be watching you. Every game ramps up in its importance with your success. So, yes, the crowds you've had loud crowds for sure, but I think anything you can do to, I don't know, spice it up even a little bit more, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Oh, heck no. That's, I mean, it's just it's what we do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, would you rather it be, hey, let's go really get excited on Saturday night, or ho-hum, just another game? Heck no. It's homecoming, too. You want to put on a show. The other part of it is, again, I think that just us as a fan base a little bit, I'm going to say this, don't misinterpret this, but like a little unfulfilled in terms of the fact that we've had 3 games at home. Mm-hmm. One of them, lightning delay, blowout. One of them, 11 a.m., which went off fine without a hitch. Another one that everyone was sort of gunning for. It's week 3 of the season. Hey, it looks like we're going to be pretty good. Got the Power 5 opponent in there. I'll use the old terminology.
Originally,
Oregon State was. Yeah. Not Power 5. When we booked them, they were Power 5. And so it's like, all right, we're all geared up. 2:30 game. You get 7 plays in. And then lightning and
the cloud of
2.5 hour delay and all that stuff. The cool thing about that was we had some high-end recruits in the house to see that quick burst of energy, and then it all shut down. And I will say this too: I remain impressed by the size of the crowd that hung around after the 2.5 hour delay. But yeah, that ended up being about a 6.5 hour venture into the stadium there. Mm-hmm. If that was a full commitment. So here we have homecoming. We have the opportunity to get one from beginning to end, and conference opponent. There's everything to like about it. Blackout, night game. blah, blah, blah.
Like I said, the biggest thing is your best home opponent that you've seen this year. And I think, you made an interesting point. If the wind does howl, if it gusses, as you say, and it's a little more difficult to air it out. I think if you're going through matchup by matchup, position group by position group, I like you, and I can't think of one that I like Kansas more. That's the first thing. I would take that Kansas group over this group when you're going position by position.
Got it.
But especially then if you go, if you are forced from the weather, if that were to be the case, if it were that bad, who would it benefit more to really pound the rock? Man, that's you by a lot. Their run defense, and part of this goes back to what we talked about earlier in the week, that they've had pathetic tackling attempts at times. Like they live in the backfield, but it doesn't really matter if you can't bring the running back or quarterback or wide receiver on the screen down, right? Doesn't matter if it was almost a 2-yard loss when it's still a 5-yard gain when it's all said and done, one of those sort of things. But their run defense has been pretty poor. And also, I think your offensive line and just your ground game in general, somebody asked us what offensive group do we think has been the best this year, maybe from an expectation standpoint. I think we both went running backs. That's gotten better and better every single week. I think you have a chance to have another big day on the ground. And if I'm Cam Dickey, if I'm Jacoby Williams, the other thing you might go, and I think we did this a little bit coming into the season, especially when you had 3 talented backs. Well, I'll change that. With 4 talented backs, I'm not going to take anything away from Adam Hill. But we thought, okay, well, Cam Dickey, he's the power back, right? And then Jacoby Williams, he's all scat. He's all
right.
But, I mean, he was running in between the tackles, too. And then obviously you see a 69-yard touchdown reception from Cam Dickey, so there's versatility to their game. I think this could be a massive matchup for them. And then if you just go your offensive line versus their defensive line, well, your offensive line, certainly had some mental errors, and that's been there in a couple of games. But from a just lineup and block standpoint, I think they've gotten better and better. And last week out, your tackles graded out well, and Davion Carter specifically graded out well. It hasn't been perfect, but it's been good, and it's getting to a really good standpoint.
Well, in some ways we can say this every week, but this week may be a good week to impose our will, right? And when I say that, I mean we could say, hey, we're going to impose our will by throwing the ball for 500 yards, but maybe wear these dudes down by imposing our will at the line of scrimmage. 2 running backs up and down the field all night, controlling the pace of the game. That doesn't mean we won't play fast. Doesn't mean we won't play slow. They do a little bit of both. But, if in fact their offense is tough to deal with for a little stretch, let's just control the game on the ground. We'll control some clock.
Yeah, if they do come out a little wily, which I do think is a possibility with
absolutely.
them. I don't think that's crazy to think.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Keep your head on a swivel out there. It is almost time to give away some tickets for this weekend 4-pack. Red Raiders hosting the Kansas Jayhawks for homecoming, but not yet. Just be aware. It is time for some Tech Talk locks. Clint Scott, Dr. Mike Gustafson, Brennan Riker back at home base. The representative for Chob this week is one Choice Woodman. Choice, are you there?
I'm here, and I don't know if I was supposed to be the representative or if it's just because you made Rob sick ill.
Well, Rob was back-to-back weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you're missing on a couple of turns. Do you have any idea how Rob did for you last week?
Hurting our friend.
I didn't hurt him. I did what he asked. Last week we picked with the spread Texas Tech over Houston. We also picked straight up Cincinnati versus Iowa State, and then we had our weekly Power 4 versus Power 4 matchup and our weekly underdog picks. Gus, you got 5 points. You only got 2 right. but you still had a good week because you got the bonus point with the closest score for Texas Tech. You took Iowa State straight up, but then you picked Cincinnati as your underdog.
Yeah,
so you got a single point
and
there.
And then I stunk up the UCLA pick. How about that?
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Yeah.
I think that's our first Power 4 miss. And who could blame you?
Yeah.
Right? I almost did that one. I did something different just to be not the same game. So thanks for that. Yeah, how about that? Brennan had 4 points.
I really was afraid I scored like 1 or 2 points this week when that UCLA game happened, because I thought, well, I don't even remember my other picks. I forgot that I hedged. me and Bro with our hedge portfolio, right?
Right. There you go. Smart betting. Brennan had 4 points this week. So did Chob. And is what Rob picked up for you. And then I had the best week, 6.
That boy Clint.
He's the only one who believed in the Bearcats. And that brings our season total. Gus, you're still in the lead with 30. I'm trailing you just behind 28. Chob's in third with 25, and Brennan has 23. Gus, let's have you go first this week. Let's go. Let's go a little bit different order. Let's do the underdog first. Who's your underdog pick this week?
My underdog pick. There was 3 that I was sitting on there. I'm gonna take Utah at home.
Oh, okay. Were they the underdog?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
they
were this morning. Oh.
Yeah, I thought they were the favorite.
5.5 point favorite.
What?
We're picking that game straight up, too, if that helps, if you need to reevaluate. Choice, who's your underdog pick?
I apologize. Are you sure somebody didn't move that line this morning? Go ahead.
No, I think that's been that way most of the week.
Okay, all right.
I'm like Gus. I have a few different ones I'm picking from, but I think I'm going to settle in on Arizona beating BYU.
Oh, I thought about doing that one. I'll go a little bit different. I was same with you. I'm going to take South Florida over North Texas. Brennan, who's your underdog pick, buddy? Buddy?
Don't buddy me, buddy. I'll take Missouri over Alabama.
Gross. Hey, Gus, who's your underdog pick now?
It is. I even wrote down Arizona, and then when I transcribed it from my little note card to here, I wrote down Utah.
Let me write it down here in my book of
AZ
knowledge.
right there. So I'm going to go Arizona to beat Utah. To beat BYU.
All right,
the other team that resides in Utah. We'll get it right.
Let's hope this round goes a little bit better. Power 4 versus Power 4. Who do you got, Gus?
And Washington State does not count, right? Ole Miss over Washington State?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm going to go Notre Dame over NC State.
Oh, we went with the same one. I'm also going to take the Irish over the Wolfpack. Choice?
I'm going to go anti-Gus here, and I'm picking Penn State over Northwestern.
Oh, I thought about it.
I'm not doing it too. I was like, I don't know. I also thought about going like Tennessee over Arkansas, and I was like, well, what if you see some magic over there from the Arkansas side in week 1 without Sam Pittman? Brennan, who's your Power 4 pick?
I will take Washington over Rutgers.
Ooh, all right. Battle of 2 Titans right there. Let's go straight up. Arizona State is at Utah, and Gus, Utah's the favorite.
Yeah, Utah. That's where I wrote down Utah there. My poor transcribing there.
Sorry, I'm guessing you're taking the Utes at home?
I'm taking the Utes at home.
All right.
Sorry.
I think I'm going to take the Sun Devils on the road to essentially knock Utah out of the Big 12 race there. I think it's going to be an ugly game, if I'm being honest. I don't think this is going to be a pretty football game at all. Choice?
I will take the Utes.
Brennan?
I think Utah is going to win, and I think they're going to win big.
So back-to-back weeks have been on islands, and it's what's let me catch up in the scoreboard. So hopefully it works out 3 straight weeks.
But good move.
Sun Devil Island sounds like a real place since it's a party school.
Yeah, it helps to pick last. I mean, it really does in that sense. Yeah.
Let's go to the one we all care about the most here. Texas Tech versus Kansas, 13.5-point spread. We are picking with the spread here. And everyone might as well give their scores now, too, so we have them on record. Gus, with the spread.
Yeah, I have Tech covering, and I went 44-23.
Okay.
I think this will be the day the Red Raiders give up the most points that they have so far. Hope I'm wrong. Hope they just shove. But
which is funny because that's still not a big total, but from
at all,
especially with last year's defense, would have been like, what happened?
Oh my gosh, I know. And
what went right?
That's what's amusing to me. People are like, if we give up 20 points, I'm going to be pissed. And I'm thinking, have you been around here the last time? We get 20 points in a game, we're like usually having a bonfire, right?
Let's wrap up the small talk.
The standard is different.
I don't know.
44-23, Clint.
I don't know if you know this. Texas Tech has owned this matchup so much that the Red Raiders have averaged 37 points per game. Kansas has averaged 20 points per game in the 25 times they've met. I did not know this before I picked my score at 38-20. So that's what I'm going to take, 38-20. They do cover. Choice, what do you got?
Going Tech big. I just think the offense is going to be too much for Kansas. 52-21.
I like it.
Brendan, last but not least.
Tech 45, Kansas 13.
All right, there you go. You can play along on the H Flooring Center chat line. Choice, I'm not going to wish you luck, but thank you for jumping on.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
It is Tech Talk live from Twin Peaks here on Double T 97.3. Back with more next.
It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3. Presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is hour number 3 of Tech Talk here live on Double T 97.3. Coming out of Twin Peaks today. We're here every single Thursday for home games for Red Raider football, just like this week. And it is homecoming against the Kansas play to watch a game, have a beer, have some hot honey wings like we have in front of us. They are, Gus, lean into the camera. Show yourself eating like a possum, perhaps a raccoon. To be fair, I was doing it too, just in the break. If there is ever anything to make sure your hands get, grubby and sticky, it's these hot honey wings. These are amazing. Come check these out at Twin Peaks. Come say hi. Just come have a nice ice-cold beer over here. We will have the Red Raider Football with Joey McGuire show coming up at 6 o'clock live from Rudy's right after we're done here in Double T 97.3. We'll also have Ask Tech Talk in 45 minutes from now. Give us your questions for that. Early question here. This is from Charlie. Nice to hear from you, Charlie. Hey, fellas, has the injury report come out? Wondering about our left tackle. Is he playing on Saturday?
Yeah, he's on that thing as questionable, as is Rodriguez.
So Pete Nakos earlier, who's been in on it too, obviously you have your own initial reports, but he said he and Jacob Rodriguez, who believe a bruised calf for Rodriguez. Remember him going out of that Houston game.
Missed most of the third quarter. Yeah.
They're both expected to play per Pete Nakos. Okay. And I'm sure tonight you will hear a question about that, so Joey McGuire can kind of give you a better, more updated answer. But they were both on the questionable. But usually the questionables have been playing.
Here, the way we've done this over the years, I think the percentage is up around 80% of our questionables getting on the field. Concerned.
Hunter Zambrano's on that list, by the way, too, for the questionable.
I get a little concerned by calf injuries because they can go a couple different directions. The calf it's a very dense muscle, as most of us have a little ball of dense muscle there, right? And dense muscle.
Horse name.
Horse there you go.
Yeah.
But like a calf strain.
You got to say it like dense muscle.
Yes.
Big muscles here.
A calf strain can be problematic.
You up.
It's hard to play through something like that. A calf strain. And if it gets down too low, down there by the Achilles, that gets a little dicey there, right? But I like the sound of that being a bruise. Now, I'd prefer it not be any health-related issue at all. But if that's a bruise instead of a strain, then I feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah.
I was concerned by that initial outlook. I remember last week at that point during the game, I was listening to the Red Raider broadcast and couldn't see it. And the boys are going, hey, number 10's not on the field.
Yeah.
All right, what?
And not on the field and not standing on the sideline, but noticeably with the TV broadcast zeroing in as close as they can as he's running, through the back or around the back of the end zone going to the locker room.
And then I got eyes on the thing, and you could see John playing in there, John Curry playing inside. And go, okay. And he was obviously handling everything. McCarty's star, we're okay. But and then he comes jogging out and gets on the field for a fourth down play and does his deal. But yeah, we're. I mean, part of I don't want him to miss just because he's, a good player and a key part of our operation and the whole deal, but I also want it for him, I want him to get all the recognition that it appears he's due.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Thomas was a two-time Southwest Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Rodriguez isn't going to be able to do that, but he's got a chance to tack on some All-American type things and, Butkus Award kind of stuff and be in that hunt because it appears the team is going to support him. And what I mean by that is the team's success. It's hard to be a really good linebacker. We talked about this. It's hard to be really considered for a lot of awards when you're 5 and 7, right?
Mm-hmm. T-Bone said if Clint was shirtless, Gus would say, is that hair sticking out of your... We were trying to figure out this word. Yeah. I think it's Manzier.
Yeah, you got a typo in there. Whoever sent it, you sent us... You had us reeling, but we think it's a typo. It's a Manzier.
I've seen the guy shirtless.
Wasn't it called a bro? A Manzier? On Seinfeld, didn't they call it a Manzier or a bro? Man bra?
Right. That sounds right. Yeah. Shelley had this Jayhawk Gimp horse name. That's good. This on the chat line, the adults seem to be reticent to scream really loud. I get a lot of people giving me the side eye when I'm yelling on third down. Oh, even if you're getting side eye, who cares? That's what you're there for. That's what we're calling for.
Yep.
Well, I say we. That's what McGuire's calling for. I mean, we're calling for it too.
Yeah, I mean, you're not at to scream expletives or anything. You're just yelling like, hey, right? Isn't that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you're doing it in the quiet of a suite upstairs, you probably are getting some side eyes. But, yeah, if you're, I mean, hey, there's a reason why that student section gets catered to. Most of the stadium energy at these student sections around the country is where the juice comes from.
Juice is at 5:15. Today's
that's right.
top headlines.
We'll do that here in a minute.
Yeah. I'm predicting Tech 41, Kansas 17. KU is a good quarterback, but I believe Morton will outplay him Saturday. I got Douglas with 2 passing touchdowns, and Dickey and Williams with 2 running touchdowns. That from Charlie. And fellas, my wife and I are excited for the drone show. Nice.
Yeah, I am too. I hope the forecast of wind isn't a deterrent. Hopefully that wind has either died down or whatever. Hopefully it's not an issue.
You know what's interesting on the first part of that, cool. Morton outplaying Daniels? I don't think he has to win this game. I don't think he has to at all. Because you've got a deeper offense. You've certainly got the better defense on your side. But, Daniels is, and this is what they've been wanting, has finally been playing like a consensus top 5 quarterback in the Big 12.
Right.
And he's been doing some things that nobody else in the conference can do at the level that he does it when he's on. Is there a fall off somewhere? We've never seen a complete season from it, right? Whether from injury or like last year when he was just a mess out of the gate. But Kansas is going to go with Daniels.
Yeah,
if he has an average game, they're going to be bad. If he has a great game, they could still look average from the other pieces around him. He's going to have a Superman type of game to give them a chance. I don't think that'll happen, but Baron Morton doesn't have to be a Superman to win this game.
Just take care of the ball and distribute. Yeah.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Ask Tech Talk is brought to you by our friends at Visual Edge IT. Clint, Gus, we're here live from Twin Peaks. Brendan Riker's back at home base. Jimmy Cook's running around here somewhere. Long Jim Silver's taking care of us. make sure to come check out Twin Peaks. We'll be here again in a couple of Thursdays every time the Red Raiders are here at home, just like they are against Kansas this weekend. We'll be here at Twin Peaks tomorrow, live from the Overton. We're there every Friday for home games. Excited to go back there as well. Thank you to the Twin Peaks staff here for taking care of us today. And those hot honey wings is going to be my new food pitch, and they will be in my dreams. So good. So good. Shelly had this total yards and yards allowed in this one. I got 585 for the Red Raiders and 305 for Kansas.
I like the sound of that.
We're close, and here I'll tell you why, Gus. You want to take a guess on the yards allowed from Kansas in their 2 losses? I'll tell you this, it isn't pretty.
Yards allowed?
Yards allowed.
Yeah, that's look, all of the, I don't know. I'll go 540.
Missouri, it was 595.
Ooh.
Cincinnati, it was 603.
Clint,
So,
as I've talked about the things that, if concern is the right word, but if there's something about Kansas that concerns me, it's their offense. And I've been consistent about that all week.
Yeah.
I have not dumped a bunch of praise on their defense.
Nor
right?
should you have.
No, I know. And so I think that's the gist of it. And that's why, I don't bet, but if I was like, all right, Gus, over or under on this game, I'm going over. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'd be fine to be wrong. I'd be fine if we just shut them out 42-0. I think they'll score a little bit.
I'm just gonna have you right at 599, just to start.
That'd be great.
Even though they've had a 6 be put up against them in that game against Cincinnati, you're not gonna scoff at 599, and it makes me feel a little bit better if you don't reach all the way that. And for them,
how about a couple of shock plays? How about a couple of 60-yarders?
Yeah.
Can we do that? 70-yarder, maybe an 80-yarder.
I was talking about how bad their run defense is, but against the better teams, your pass defense hasn't been much better. We talked about how Brendan Sorsby, and especially in crunch time, dude, he carved them up. And that was to the tune of 388 for passing yards in that one. Bo Pribula at Missouri in that loss, who is a solid quarterback, but I'd have to go look at his average. But, Ahmad Hardy for them is so good. I can't imagine that they're leaning on trying to get to 334 a game like he got in that game. So I think Kansas, I have their yards at 325, which would be holding them down plenty because what they've done consistently is they, offensively to what you're saying, they've scored higher than what that defense has been allowing for every single team that they've faced. But that doesn't mean that, if you have, it's crazy to think this way, but, my score is 38-20. And like you said earlier, if you get to that mark, if you allow 20 points, there's going to be some of us sitting there like, well, how did they score more than it's like, that's still a great day at the office.
Yeah, it is.
Especially against that offense. That's a tremendous day.
That'll win a lot of games. Yeah.
And it's going to happen. At some point, you look at some of the elite defenses in the country, even some of them have already had a quote-unquote slip-up where somebody scored higher than 25, every single one of them. And so it's going to happen at some point. It could still be the way your offense is. It could still be in a blowout, but somebody is going to have a at least decent offensive day against you. And that doesn't mean it's going to be like blow for blow the entire game. That's the way that the sport works. But what's funny is I was telling Jimmy this, what's going to happen when you have a day like that, it's probably going to be against the team that we're not expecting.
Yeah,
we're looking at boy, this Kansas could be the best offense in that you see, and maybe you crush them, you hold them to 10 points, and then you get to that game against UCF, and they're like, how did you let them score 28 points?
Yeah.
It's just the way the sport works.
Sure. And at the very back in the summer, it's kind of summer thing you do, and we were talking about what unit would finish higher, offense or defense? Yeah. Just higher ranked, whether, maybe the best way to, because you can go, well, they had a soft schedule. No, I'm talking about both the offense and the defense are playing the same soft schedule. So, the question is, we're comparing them against each other and, nationally ranked type stuff. Because last year the defense was in the hundreds or whatever. Will they finish higher ranked than the offense this year?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer
It's
to
tough
that.
right now. It's tough to tell because you're top 10 in both.
Right.
And I don't see either one really slowing down. We got this from Bullfighter. Tech Talk. Which would you most likely be able to accomplish? So we're getting we're getting to cheat in these scenarios. Beat a professional bowler if he spotted you 50 pins. Beat the freeze if you had a 15-second head start.
15 seconds.
Or beat Joey Chestnut if he spotted you 25 donut holes in a donut hole eating challenge.
I don't think I'd win any of those.
Scratch the bowling one. I'm still losing that one by a bunch. Scratch the freeze. I'm still pulling a hammy before I finish.
I don't know. The donut holes? Maybe? I don't know. 25 seems like a Joey. If he's eating 60 hot dogs,
70.
Yeah, I think he's eating however many 100.
Oh, man.
Donut holes, right?
What, you're tripling his hot dog intake? There's a sentence I didn't think I'd ever say. Tripling his hot dog intake.
I guess of the three, then maybe Mr. Freeze, but I don't know, man. 15 seconds? I don't know. At this stage in my life, I don't know if I'm beating somebody.
I'm not winning any of them.
Tears his Achilles, yeah. I'm not winning any of them either.
I think I would do the best just like for my own individual performance. Not necessarily getting closer to any of them, but I would do the best in the donut hole eating competition.
Nice.
Jay said, go Tech.
Yep.
And the Louisiana Tech fighting Sonny Cumbies. How about their year?
Yeah, there we go.
I was worried for him, and it's not that it's not that I was like, I don't think he's a good coach or anything like that. But he came in and he was on everyone's hot seat, and sometimes turnarounds take a little bit, but Louisiana Tech has had a very good start to the year.
Yeah, heck yeah, and let's hope that continues. He has some Tech connections on his coaching staff as well, beyond just him, obviously. So yeah, there's reasons to root for them.
And it's not just that they're winning games. I mean, the offense, I think, for them is what's been struck, and it's hard at that level, especially in the NIL era, with your best players getting plucked left and right. It's really hard. And he went from the offense really struggling of trying to get what he's really bringing to the table going, and they have. I mean, they've had a 49-point game against New Mexico State. They won 30-20 over Southern Miss. Another 30-point game at UTEP, and starting out 4-1. And by the way, that game in Baton Rouge, Death Valley, that was LSU. That was a game to forget. That was 23-7. So 4-1, and it's a good start.
Yeah, that was low scoring into the second half before they finally opened it up. Yeah, no doubt.
Well, because the other end, the highest total that they've allowed is 20 points in that Southern Miss win.
Yeah, we have Dodgers Phillies are off and running over there on TBS, and that is scoreless through 3 innings. Phillies trying to extend it to a game 5. They've got to have it. Yeah, 3 teams on the brink.
Now here we go, Gus. One more score on the way out.
Okay.
I'm an LCU guy. What up? Tech 40, KU 26.
All right. That's probably the closest point spread we've had so far.
Still a cover on the 13.5. That'll do it for us. Appreciate you joining us. We'll be live from the Overton tomorrow. This has been Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. We'll see you the next time we're here at Twin Peaks. Come check them out. Come get an ice cold beer. Come enjoy the hot honey wings. We'll see you tomorrow for more Tech Talk on Double T 97.3.
This has been the Tech Talk Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.